Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Safinatun Nikmah. I am from English Literature B 2019. Alright, this time I want to talk about film adaptation. Should books have movie adaptations? We have seen so many stories rise to the silver screen, from childhood favorites like Harry Potter, The Witches, to romance like Five Feet Apart, Five Shades of Grey, etc. Many books have been adapted into movie. The big dilemma comes: to adapt or not to adapt. Should I read the book or watch the movie or both? Why are books adapted into movies? What are the effects of a book that is adapted? Should books have movie adaptation? Is it good or shouldn't it be existed? Alright, turns to the next. To adapt or not to adapt. To adapt means to transpose from one medium to another. It is the ability to make fit or suitable by changing or adjusting, modifying something to create a change in structure, function, and form, which produces a better adjustment. Adaptation means a film, television drama, or play that is based on a particular book, but has been changed to suit the new medium. Adapting a book into a screenplay is the same as writing an original screenplay. It only starts from the source material, the book. It could be any kind or any kind of written form: fiction, non-fiction, journalism, biography, comics, historical source, etc. The common one is the novel. The adaptation must provide visual experience of the action from the book, so the adaptation could give the readers a specific perspective on what the world and characters of the book look like. That is the primary job of the screenwriters, who must remain true only to the integrity of the source material and keep finding cinematic equivalents in the original piece. That is why a book will be turned into a movie only if it is interesting for producers or any related institutions as the filmmaker. For example, Ernst Hoffmann's The Nutcracker and the Mouse King, that is directed by Les Hallstrom and Joe Johnston, into a fantasy adventure film, The Nutcracker and the Four Realms. What are the effects of it? After seeing the film version of book, most of people having read the book have commented that the book was better or different in some part. Anyway, adapting a book into a screenplay means to change a book into screenplay, right? Not to superimpose one onto the other. So what are people's perspectives about it? Some people say books should be adapted. It means the advantages. Some people prefer watching movies or reading, of course. Why? Movies give the book a visual, artistic representation. Movies also provide an alternative for those who can't read the book. For example, a novel Q&A with 304 pages. At least we need only a week to reach the end of the story. But if we watch the movie Slumdog Millionaire, it was just 2 hours. We cut down the time, but we know the whole story. The other advantages is adapting movies gives screenplay writers creative freedom. It could give us other perspective of the story, but still at the same main idea. For example, the movie Clouds by Justin Baldoni was involving a song created and sung by Zach Zapier for his girlfriend Amy, but the fact is the song was unfinished. The next, movie adaptation make the books more popular. It is critically acclaimed movie adaptation usually bring attention to the book that inspired it. And already best-selling the book, it is really awesome how marketing strategy is work. So successful books make successful movies. Now turned into the other argument. Books should not be adapted. It means the disadvantages. Why? Movies cannot fully represent the book. Certain parts of the books are inevitably left out to accommodate movie production. There might some parts that is different or not included. Movie adaptations can spoil the reputation of the book. Even an adaptation can make the book more popular, but at the same time it can draw people away from reading the original source material. I have already known the story, that's enough. This could be what I thought. The next disadvantages is books can be easily overlooked in comparison to the movie. Of course, after we feel like, oh, I know the story, I don't have to read the movie. And the next movie adaptation spoiled the joy of reading. Some readers say movies fix a visual anchor for the characters, props, and settings, so the imagination is stopped in the visualization provided at the movie. Whereas while we read the books, we have our own imaginations that wider depends on our understanding. And as the middle of those two perspectives, there is another. Books and movies are incomparable. Those advantages and disadvantages can be existed at the same one movie. What makes a book good is not dependent on the screenplay. The criteria by which movies and books are judged are different. A book, for example, a novel, deals with the internal life of the character. The author will reveal the character or situation around it by giving the reader an imagination. Whereas a filmmaker should set up the lighting, props, or anything else to fit the story in with some regulations such as the limited time it is done to give visualization. Movie adaptations merely take inspiration from books. It means transform them into new works of art, so they should not be compared at all. Comes to conclusion. Should books have movie adaptations? It depends. Books might be a better at story for the simple reason that there are fewer elements for writers to manage. Like what I said before, they don't have to worry with lighting, directing actors, union schedules, bad weather, and anything else. So specifically, books are simply the greatest story technology ever invented because they have the least friction between imagination and expression. Whereas movies might be the most immersive way to experience a story, but they are inferior vehicles for creating them. So, for the resolution, it makes a great deal of sense to let the people who are good at stories provide the stories, and the people who are good at the craft of filmmaking make the films. But books and movie have their own independent show. By the way, even though books should not have movie adaptation, however, a great book will automatically attract people to create its adaptation, no matter how is the result. And as the reader or as the audience, we better to difference both the movie and the books. It could be a reference, but for me, it's better not to compare. That's all from me. Any mistake, please forgive me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.